Member of the Westgate Tigers has traded in his high school jersey for a spot on Team Canada's roster. After a few trips to Edmonton, Alberta for training and tryouts, the national men's sitting volleyball team has added their youngest player to the lineup. Alana Pickrell has his story.
It was a dream that high school senior Bryce Foster didn't even realize he had. And now, the amputee has officially secured his spot on the national men's sitting volleyball team. The sport was new to Foster and his coaches, who spent months on the court trying to perfect his skills and make it onto the Team Canada roster. For Foster, this just brings him one step closer in chasing his dreams.
It was definitely a big thing because at the end, the Paralympics is the end goal. And to be able to have that opportunity to just think about being able to get there is definitely amazing.
Foster has played sports throughout his entire high school career, never letting his physical disability put him on the bench. He was born with a congenital defect that caused him to lose his leg from the knee down at age 12. Volleyball coach Steve Shanuski says he wasn't sure if Foster would take kindly to the idea, but he has been on the court twice a week since the beginning, trying to get ready for this latest challenge.
Every day I get in the gym, he's better than he was the day before, way better. Like I said, my mind is blown every single time we start. He improves in every aspect of the game.
The biggest disadvantage Foster is facing is the absence of team members in the city. However, that hasn't stopped his coaches from doing everything they can to get him ready to play the game.
The sitting volleyball part, they have sitting in it, but there's nothing easy about sitting. You think it would be. Steve and I try to do it, and we have to get up and have quicker breaks than Bryce for sure.
It's really a completely different game. The movements are more isolated because you're sitting on the ground on your butt. So that being said, I mean, you can't jump or move your feet by any means to get to the ball. So you're moving with your hands.
10 of the 11 team members will get the chance to compete in the Parapan Games in August, which will qualify them for the Paralympics in 2020 if they can bring home a win. Alana Pickrell, TVT News.
A flash of blue took over the track at St. Ignatius High School today in support of juvenile diabetes. For most of the students who walked in support, diabetes is something they all have experience with in some way or another. The event was spearheaded by grade 11 student Lily Sutton, who was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 9 years old. With the help of the school's social justice group, the fundraiser for diabetes was a huge success, with support from students and faculty throughout the day. For Sutton, the main goal was to raise awareness about the disease and help end the stigma. But for her, that came with a lot of emotions as well.
Diabetes is something that's obviously really close to my heart, and I've had a lot of help having people volunteer to help that aren't even that are just people in my classes, and all these people coming out to walk today. So it really just feels surreal that there's so much support being thrown my way.
I have a lot of friends that have diabetes, a lot of them, so I thought this is a really good way to support them. Everybody's basically looking at me and they all want to know why I'm like this, so it's a good way to direct them over to the booth where Stacy is, and then we can just give them a lot more information.
Sutton is hoping to raise between $1,000 and $1,500 to give back to JDRF, which is a nonprofit organization that funds type 1 diabetes research. On top of walking the track, students could pay $2 to dress in blue, and teachers could sign up their class to walk for $1.